Warning. The following presentation may contain excessive alcohol consumption, obscene language, controversial opinions, heavy metal, and actual wrestling chat. As such, it has been rated M for metal.
Welcome to the Mosh Pit. Welcome along to the latest edition of Mickey's Mosh Pit. Again, I'm your host, the heavy metal hooligan, Mickey Vago. Now, before we get into things today, we've got a couple of areas of business we need to attend to. The first of those being that the Mosh Pit has somehow managed to rack up over 150 plays of the audio version. So that's across Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or whatever other platform you listen to this on, as well as the numerous views of the video version over on YouTube, which is a hell of a lot more than I ever anticipated would be listening to this, let's be honest, bullshit. But yeah, thanks to everyone who's watched and listened. Keep liking, sharing, subscribing. Let's get those views coming. As long as someone's listening to this, we'll keep putting these fucking things out. As far as upcoming episodes are concerned, following this episode, we've got a very special episode coming up, which will be episode 6, I think it is. But we'll be releasing details of that over the next week or so. We've done something a bit different. We're shaking things up a bit. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you're coming back to listen to it. But yeah, like I said, we'll be releasing details of that over the next week or so. But as far as today's episode, as you'll hear at the beginning, Caleb Valhalla's wife is expecting their first child. So as you listen to this, Valhalla Jr. may well have been born. So if that is the case, congratulations to Mr. and Mrs. Valhalla. And if we're still waiting, so if we are still waiting, Caleb, if you come back and listen to this afterwards, congratulations. If you've got time to listen to that, that is. But yeah, let's just get straight into it. So the latest edition of Mickey's Mosh Pit is my chat with Caleb Valhalla. So here we are. You've joined us on the latest episode of Mickey's Mosh Pit. Fucking hell, fuck that up.
You want to try that again? We'll cut that. Or you can leave it in, but we'll start it again.
Yeah, fuck it. We'll leave it in. Fuck it.
All right, okay.
This is the shit show that it continues to be. So as I said, you're joining us in the latest episode of Mickey's Mosh Pit. Joining us now, he's already chimed in. It's Montrose's other famous wrestler.
Yep. Not Montrose's own. Yeah.
No. I didn't get me started.
Oh, you're still not speaking to that fucking management up in WrestleZone about that poster, right?
It's Caleb Valhalla.
Yeah. Hi. Hi to all the viewers. I'm sure there's so many of you.
It's
not an oversaturated podcast market nowadays, I'm sure. So
yeah.
Good fun. Good fun, all these podcasts. Good fun keeping us busy during lockdown.
I would ask what you've been up to in lockdown, but seeing the post on Twitter about your missus being pregnant, I can guess what you've been up to.
I've been busy. I've been very fucking busy. I'm allowed to swear because I'm going to swear because I've had yeah. Just to clarify, okay. So very fucking busy. Oh fuck, my beer's spilling over. Oh. My cup runneth over. I'm gonna slurp it up from the table as well. Just can't waste.
No, can't do that.
So yeah, that's been my lockdown really. Yeah, lots of cardio. Lots of lifting. Lots of people have seen my Instagram and my home gym setup and been very jealous. But I honestly would have went mad without lifting at this point, and I've put on about 10 kilos, so happy days.
Yeah.
What else? Lots of gaming, lots of Netflix. I've been working all throughout as well, so the shoot job has been wiping me out most of the time, and then all these fun wrestling calls that we've had with WrestleZone and FBWA, still learning, keeping the brain active, and some drinks here and there. There was a period of time I was drinking beer while I was training, so like deadlifting and having a few beers at the same time out in the sun. It was pretty good.
I would say I've been doing the same, but it's just been drinking the beer.
Well, I mean,
no deadlifting. Unless you count picking
you've
up
been
the
out on
can
runs,
as
though.
deadlifting. That's as close to it as I've got. Like I said before, I've said this before, but like when the lockdown first happened, I was like, right, I'm gonna get in the best shape I've ever been in. I'm gonna wrestle with a t-shirt. I'm gonna look big as fuck.
Yeah.
It lasted about 2 weeks.
2 weeks isn't too bad. Some people didn't make it 2 weeks, so that's not too bad.
I mean, I managed to get running quite a bit through the summer last year, and then I had like a week's holiday.
Yeah.
And then it just stopped, and I never got back into it again. And
Oh man, once the routine's gone, it's tough to get back, is it?
Like the kids are back at school on Monday, though. So when the kids go back, like both yours are like it's like nursery to primary 3 are back, so both yours are in that group. So like both after school you go, I'll get back to some sort of cardio next week again and get back to it.
Yeah, good. Well, that's my my wife's 29 weeks on Sunday, so that's her officially like in the high risk category. Can't work in the school, so she's going to be working from home basically up until she pops.
Yeah.
So she won't be back in front of a classroom until after her maternity leave and all that. So
how's she getting on?
She's hating it, hating life, hating not being in control of her body. She lifts as well, so she's not able to lift as heavy. Her just hating it, absolutely hating it. Like, we are never having another kid. This is the one and only Valhalla child that's happening. Any other kids that we even consider will be like adopted or something like that, you know, found on the street. I'm sure there's a few in Montrose streets that we could pick up. To be honest, I'm still worried she's going to come home from school with one of the poor lost souls that she teaches and all that, you know, like, oh, this kid's not got a great life at home, so I thought we'd just take him home or her home. Like, all right, that's not how it works, love. But
aye, at least when they go through the pregnancy that way, because like I said, Mrs. Vago, she's been through 2. I was like, like I would have liked 3, until we had the second one, and he's just a fucking nightmare. I was like, I'm not chancing it in case we get another one of them.
Yep. You're outnumbered at 3 as well. That's the problem.
Yeah. Like that was always the number. Like the missus, she was like, happy if I get a boy and a girl, which we got.
Yep.
I would have always liked 3, and I was like, and then like I said, the youngest teen came along, and he's just wild. He's fucking feral, for lack of a better term. It's like, nah, we might get another one like that, and then but I couldn't cope, especially with this fucking lockdown. It's just like, she tried to homeschool them, and it's like he's at nursery, so like he's in the day, but try to homeschool the oldest teen, and he's just climbing the fucking curtains. I was like, I can't get back to fucking open them again. I don't care. Cut them back.
Just keep them there, safer.
Aye, just quarantine them there, but aye.
Yeah. So the daughter is easier, you're saying?
Well, she is so far.
Good.
I'm dreading when she's older. When she's older, it's like that's when the trouble starts, I believe.
Yeah. Oh well, that's fine. I'm looking forward to maybe a partner coming home, dating her, come into the door to pick her up. Like, all right.
Yep. I'm gonna be doing that. Just sitting on the couch. I'm gonna get just a pair of wrestling trunks and just fucking rest. All right, son. How's it going? Scare the bastards off.
That's it. Yeah, fun and games. I'm looking forward to all the lack of sleep I'm going to get. So,
aye, it's It's an experience. Like I said, her first team was fine. Like she was perfect. She slept off. Well, she was in hospital like just after she was born. She had meningitis. But after we got her game, like she slept all night and fucking she barely cried running, and it's like you could put her in the same place and give her a book or whatever, and you could come back half an hour later, still be there.
Bloody hell.
And then the youngest teen, I was like, nah, he's in the cupboards, he's up the curtains, you just can't leave him. You can't be unsupervised for any more than 5 minutes. Otherwise, he's up to no good.
Oh man, no. I'm hoping for that first one experience. That'd be nice.
Yeah, kids are fun.
She well, the baby kept the wife up a good bit last night just with kicking the shit out of her at like 5 a.m. So I woke up at 5 a.m. to her sitting in the bedroom. She'd left the hall light on, so I was like, "What? You've left that fucking light on? What are you doing? Go turn that off." And she was munching toast, and I was trying to sleep, and all I could hear was. I was like,
"Yeah, you gotta say anything though.
Fucking, you feed that baby, but you shut the fuck up."
He's making life. You can't say anything.
Yeah, I know. She's played that card a lot the last few months, so it's hard to argue. My job's done now. You know. My part was easy, super fucking easy.
Your part was the fun part.
Yeah, it was almost too easy. It was like we thought, well, maybe try for kids at the start of 2021. You know, maybe round about then. Nah, I absolutely fucked it. Midway through lockdown, no.
That's it. When I'm out today, it's just you just get on with it.
Yeah, well, I'll deal. We've winged it this far, you know. Just called it in the ring throughout this entire relationship. So we'll just keep doing that. See how far we get. Fucking 50-year Hollywood.
Well, it's like bringing it back to the wrestling somewhat. It's like you were just getting going before the lockdown happened.
Aye.
Like you'd been a year in at that point on shows.
Yeah, I think it was Montrose was my in-ring debut, so that was February 2019, and then we were like 2 shows after Montrose, so just over about 13 months. Aye. A bit frustrating.
It is.
I felt like I was starting to get a bit of momentum, you know, especially like the end of last year. I think it petered out a little bit at the end of last year because I think obviously I was sent away for the Christmas show by Alan. And then before that, it was like two matches against Sisto, which was, you know, it's nice and fun throwing a Sisto about for a little bit, but not a real challenge, you know, but
before that size, no.
No. Just saying that, Sisto seemed a bit caught off guard, so I think he might be aware next time, but but yeah, after that, like building to Montrose was, you know, in the main event against Damien, that was a
solid. I enjoyed that one.
I had a lot of fun with that. You could argue I should have won. You could argue Alan's a bit of a fucking idiot, but yeah, after that it was just like 2 shows, and then it was the world ended, and you know, we were building up to a rumble that I was really looking forward to, tag title match against Crusher and Connor, and obviously the rumble itself is always fun. So,
well, Mr Malice.
I don't know. I think he likes it.
I don't know if he was still dead for last year since you killed him, or if he was back. Or
Christ, have we been in the Northern since?
We must have been.
Have we? I want to check. I want to check the floor where he was dumped. Anyways,
he must be back for Nations.
Yeah,
back for Nations. But yeah, that was like because that was just before I think I was out either straight after that or like the number 8, like 2 numbers after. I was at the monitor watching it. It was like you just hear this almighty fucking thud. It's like, oh, he's literally dead. He's not getting up. He's fucked.
His parents are right there in the front row, and they didn't even bat an eye. I just dumped him on his fucking head over the top. I just dumped him, and they're like, "Oh, our son is dead."
And then watching it back, it looks even worse. It's like,
yeah, the hard cam shakes.
It's like glad I didn't take that bump.
I swear I'm a safe worker. I swear.
Yeah, you could. Well, saying that, you dropped me out of Rumble. It's.
I take no responsibility for that. I take no fucking. That was Caden. That was fucking.
I'll save you, Vago. Trips. Right, that's it. Just drop the maid.
I had you dumping you over the top, nice and carefully. Go on, exit the ring, Vago. Out you go, and then Caden coming for my back to hit me, tripping, knocking me. And I just fuck. I've said it before, I'll say it again. It was honestly, when I saw you falling out my arms, it was like the ending of Die Hard. When he's falling off of Nagatomi Towers after letting go of the watch. And you're just like...
Why, Caleb? Oh, no, that one fucking hurt. Because I was like... Yeah. And then luckily it was the side, like, where there was no crowd.
Yeah.
So I just lay there. I was like, and you could see folk above me getting tipped to. I was like, go and tip them a different, because I can't move. I'm fucked. Just go away.
That was revenge for the count out win that you got. That was the receipt.
Yep.
So
that's my finest gala moment. It'll probably remain so for years and years, if not ever. I will never top that.
Oh man, if we go back there, we need to tease that spot again. Yeah, see if there's anyone from last time who remembers it. That's the
other thing I've missed is the galas, because the galas they're a riot.
Yeah, I think if we were slightly further ahead of schedule with the vaccination, there could have been hope of getting back for galas in the summer. But
see, I think we'll end up in lockdown by the year again, because you've got all these bastards getting the vaccine and think they're invincible and getting back out and just spreading it. And we'll be fucked again.
I can see that.
Because folk just can't behave.
No.
And it's sad, because it means fucking wrestling will get paid back till fucking probably fucking middle of next year before we're even fucking looking at getting back again. It's like...
Yeah. Like, it's been, when you look at it, it's been over a year. Well, what is it now? It's almost a year.
That's what they call this. It's near enough a year since we were shut down.
Yeah, and it's like haven't body slammed anyone, haven't suplexed anyone. So even going back to like shows, it's like we're gonna need to make sure we're doing everything like, you know, somewhat safely before we throw on a show. It's not like we can just, we're back, we can just do a show next week, because there's still can we still do everything safely without killing each other?
Yeah.
We still got have time to like promote the shows, get posters out and everything like that. It's a lot of work to go in before we can even think about opening the doors to a venue.
I mean, me and Scotty, we spoke about this at some kind of length, and it was the same kind of thing. It's like, well, even if we're allowed to get back, the crowds might need to be there to start with. I was like, they might just kind of, everybody's been in lockdown for however 10 months. The money might need to be there to go out to see wrestling.
Yeah,
and then even if you can, you're maybe going to have to run maybe a third crowd or a half crowd.
Yep.
And it's like, is it going to be worth running a show in the first place?
And especially like a lot of the WrestleZone crowds, there, you know, there's a good few people there that I imagine are high risk that maybe don't want to risk it.
Yeah.
And perfectly so. Like, you look after your safety first. And if we're not putting on shows and getting our regulars in, you know, it's a shame for them. It's a shame.
Yeah. And then the other side of it is, like, again, we got back to training end of last year, and it was non-contact, so it was a lot of cardio and stretching and just running ropes and rolling. It was like we weren't doing anything with each other. It's like, you're going to need some time back doing actual contact training to knock that wrist off, just so you're safe.
Yeah, so you're safe. Even your body, like, you're like, we were taking, I was enjoying the bumps, to be honest. I fucking love a bump. Like, I don't know why. I don't know if my back just absorbs it really well or something. I don't know. Maybe just my traps or something. But I love a bump. I've never had an issues with like, go take a bump. Oh, great. Bang. Love it. But like, I know some guys will need a bit of time for their bodies to adapt to, especially the smaller guys.
I wasn't too bad with the bumps. It was the running the ropes that got me. Going back to running. It was like going back to the start, because we, like, when we got back, that was like 6, 7, 8 months. We'd been
my cardio was gone.
it wasn't even so much the cardio, it was just hitting the ropes. Can you
Oh,
got
the
the two big
marks
welts
and-
across
yeah.
your back, and it's like you work it the next day, and like Mr. looked at it, it's like, what the fuck have you been doing? It's like, that's just hitting the ropes again because I'd never been used to it, and that was the one that killed me.
Yep.
Fuck, getting used to that again. And it was like, because we've been in lockdown again for another, well, it was that November, December we stopped. So that's been, at this point, it's been 3 months. How it could be another fucking 3 months before we get back to doing that again. So it's another 6 months back to square one again. It's like, I'm just nearly looking forward to it.
No, it's a lot of body tempering, is it? Like, even I don't know how we're going to feel like taking a forearm. And I've tried to talk the wife into doing it, but she's not keen. And obviously I can't forearm her now, so well, I could, but it's not. It's frowned upon, forearming pregnant women. So
it's no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, it'll be fun and games. I'm sure it will be a good few months of adapting to whatever the world becomes in a few months, and then adapting again, and who knows what the new normal will be.
Aye, that's the thing. That's the thing that always comes up with this. This is the new normal, and it's just you just gotta play the card you're dealt is essentially the long and short of it.
Yeah, doing things like Zoom calls and recording them for bizarre podcasts.
I say podcast. It's a podcast in the loosest sense of the term, because this isn't anyway fucking near a podcast.
This is very professional, I think, but what do I know?
It's no.
Trying to put you over. Trying to.
But that's, and then that'll be the, like as you're saying with the posters in the hand. That was the big gripe of mine. The Caleb Valhalla man throws his own. It's like I've been here for fucking like 5 years at this point.
Yeah. Was it 2 years in a row they did that?
And I'm sure they did it just to, and I can understand why they did it, because you're built as fuck. Essentially, I'm just a fucking madman in a fucking t-shirt, just looking killed as fuck. And you've got the fucking big body and I can understand.
But still put you on.
There's still a bit of me suspects they were just doing it to rib me. Just to wind me up. If
they didn't do it to rib you the first time, they definitely did it the second time to wind you up. Because they knew you sold it the first time. We've got him. We've fucking got him. He got a promo all about that. Great. We'll do it again next year.
I'm pretty good at no selling anything if I'm being ribbed, or I'm fairly good at that. That was the one thing I couldn't sell. I couldn't no sell. I was like that.
Hey, didn't you go over him in throws though?
I always go over him in throws.
You fucking go over. I didn't go over.
I always find a way. Even if I'm not meant to be going over, I'll find a way going over him in throws.
I was undefeated before Montrose last year, I'll have you know. Fucking undefeated. Here we go. No.
Well, apart from the count out finish, but yeah. Well, when I mentioned
apart from that. I've no concept of how many matches I've won or lost in galas, to be honest. I don't want to know. I don't want to know. Like, I do remember. Oh, that gala show actually. Where was that again? Where were we for that one? Really nice venue with the wedding lights and everything.
Aye, that was Haddo House.
Haddo House. Aye.
Yeah.
That's the one where I was thrown in a team with Ted O'Keefe.
Yes.
And he kept calling me Alan for some reason. No idea why.
He did that.
No idea why. But he kept calling me Alan, and then I was like, what's Caleb? What are you doing? So at one point, I think I called him like something like Runcie or something just to get him back. It was like, you called me the wrong name, right? Come on in. It's good fun. Good fun. I do miss that gala.
It is. It's sad that this will be fucking 2 years, because I can't see any. It's very on. I mean, again, there's vaccinations and there's talk. Again, there's like galas outside, so you can there's ways around it as such. But it's like, I can't see it happening.
But again, if we're not back to contact training at that point,
that's it.
It's not safe to run a show, I think. But
aye, you shouldn't be.
I've said it before, I'll say it again. Right now, especially in Scottish wrestling, we need as much quality control as we can get everywhere. Because
we've seen this.
At this point of recording, we've seen firsthand the day before of recording. I don't know what day this will be put anywhere, but
it'll be a few weeks out. But yeah, it'll be a few weeks since this happened. But yeah, since fucking CWF, it just completely folded in itself because essentially they tried to make a fucking promotion out of fucking the speaking out movement, and just because they saw there was a fucking slot available and we'll fucking go in here, and it was a guy who had no idea what the fuck he was doing, and he roped in another couple of guys who had no idea what the fuck they were doing, and they just fucked it.
It was a wild day on Twitter yesterday.
It was a highlight for sure, but yeah, it's but like you're saying, the quality that's what's needed.
Yeah. Oh, quality control from all the schools, from all the training academies, from all the companies running. It needs to be vast quality control kind of put in place. And I mean, there is in place in some places already, but like people thinking we can just throw up a company in 2 minutes and get involved in wrestling, which has always been our dream. Like what?
We'll go and run this other place that there's 3 other companies running at the same time. It's like maybe not the best idea.
No, it's well, if you do it the wrong way, definitely not the best idea. Yeah. If you do it the right way, yeah, you can make something of it. But like, nah, a lot of people don't seem to realize there's still a lot of old school values in wrestling,
and so there should be.
Yeah, so it should be.
Some of them.
Some of it's old hat.
Some of it quite rightfully should have gone out the fucking door years ago. But there is a lot of it still stands today.
Yeah, I am fully in support of like when you're at a show, like having not that long ago been staffing shows, and chucking the Sterling brothers out of the Northern Hotel and shit. Regardless, these shows aren't running without the guys helping staff, without the guys working merch, without the guys taking the money at the door. So of course you need to have respect for everyone involved in the show.
That's like you said, that's the big word is respect. That's what's needed.
Yeah, but there was a lack of that in on Twitter yesterday. It seems.
Yeah, I didn't like to take delight in other folks' bad luck, or I'd say bad luck, but yeah, you brought
Schadenfreude. No Schadenfreude fan here, no. But probably murdering the pronunciation of that, but
from the minute they announced they were a company and they were going to be running shows, you could tell they were going to do the fucking tube before the end of the year. It was never going to happen. You can just tell that the folk are just at it.
It's when a guy's like, I'm going to work on the show as well, but I've never been trained as a wrestler properly.
I'm a backyarder.
Aye, cool. Like, okay, mate, I'm going to fucking get bumped about by you, am I? Maybe nay.
Aye, no chance.
I'm nae trusted you in my body if you've not had any fucking training, mate. No offense.
Like, because we knew guys who knew him and whatever, and he claimed to be all this and he did this and that and the next thing, and he hadn't. It's just lies upon fucking. And,
yeah, well, they always unravel. The lies always unravel.
That's it. That's like I said. At the end of the day, we could have all seen the fucking, and we're not the only ones that would have seen it fucking coming. There's been other folk around the country where I've looked at it and thought, they're at it and they've not got a last. And that's what happened at the end of the day.
I'm oblivious to most of this stuff anyways. Like, most of the stuff I pick up on this is from guys like yourselves who maybe I'll talk to about things like this and be like, what the fuck's the deal there? And you'll relay, the shit. And I'm like, whoa, okay. But for me, I half the time I don't know this guy, that guy, if they're not, especially like that person who was apparently nobody or thought he was somebody or something. I don't know the story. I don't know the person. I couldn't tell you his name. I probably couldn't have even told you the name of the promotion until you said it. So, it's like, for me, it's kind of like, it's just like getting to watch this fucking soap opera unravel on Twitter. It's like, great, okay, cool. I'll just keep doing my thing. You guys keep me up to date with that other stuff. That's cool.
That's where all the fucking drama happens. That's the only thing that's been kept me going through lockdown. Never in fucking blow up on Twitter. It's like, that's another day filled.
Yeah, there you go. Especially if you've been off the last week.
Well, yeah, aye. It's holidays do help.
Yeah. I despise taking holidays right now just because I can't do anything, can't go anywhere. Like I take a week off and it's like, what am I going to do? I'm going to sit in my house, or will I work? What am I going to do if I work? I'm going to sit in my house.
The only reason I took them is because, well, we can carry them over, but I didn't like carrying holidays over. If I'm entitled to them, I'm going to fucking take them.
Aye. Fair. I carried a week over, but I'm going to use that extra week for extra paternity leave, so I'll get 3 weeks instead of 2.
I did the same thing with mine's.
Yeah. Like, I don't need a week off in December when my work's really fucking quiet. Like, half the guys I work with have taken it off, so the work that is actually coming through to me is very little. So I'm like, I'll just work it, and if there's any emergencies come in, cool, I'm there. I'll pick that up. There's very little that came into me, so I'm like, happy days. I'll work this every year, no problem.
Yeah, it's been interesting to say the least. Just the happenings and
yeah, it's the world is desperate for some controversy right now.
Yeah,
it seems, like just need to look at what's happened in America over the last year. It's
even the last year, just the last
4 years. But if you were to write that down, like the last year of everything that happened in America, and said that's going to happen, you'd be like, nah, you're fucking at it. That's ridiculous. No way.
I had a buddy who lived in Houston. Like, he moved there. What have you been? 6 years ago now. She moved there when my first team was born, so it was 6-7 years ago. He moved to Houston. And he was there when Trump got elected, and he just saw the whole place going to shit. He's like, fuck this, I'm getting out of here now. That's enough. And he came back.
Oh, man.
But yeah, it's like, it's
so weird seeing Britain going to shit. And like I know some, like 1 or 2 people in Australia, and just like seeing them kind of like strict as fuck, no bullshit.
Aye.
And being able to live lives.
I saw fucking, it wasn't Australia, it was New Zealand, I think I saw. There was somebody from New Zealand saying, we can do this, and again, they were being marched, anybody that came in through the fucking plane, they were being marched off by fucking guys with machine guns in their hand. It's like, straight to the fucking hotel, it's like, you got to bide there for 2 fucking weeks. And it's like essentially, that's them back to fucking normal.
Yep.
Because when it started, they shut a hand down. Nobody got in the route, and if they did, they were fucking quarantined, and they made sure that there was nothing getting in. And then that's them pretty much back to fucking normal. Well, that could have been us, because I don't know how the size difference, but we're like an island, so we could have done the same fucking thing.
Yep.
And it's like, why did we not?
Well,
and then
we know why.
Well, yeah. Because it's fucking incompetence, for lack of a better fucking word.
Yep, incompetence and greed.
Well, greed, aye.
Both, yeah. But hey, hopefully, this vaccine rollout goes well. Yeah. Fuck it. Who knows? By the time this is on, wherever you're putting it on.
That's it. The longer lockdown goes on, the more of these will go out, so it's swinging around a bit.
Yeah. It's fine. When you think about it, like before lockdown and stuff, we maybe had a drink together at Christmas.
Yeah, after some of the after Anarchy or like a Rumble. That was
after Anarchy, and I think Christmas is the only times I can really recall having a drink with you. And like compared to everyone else, we live like 5 minutes away from each other.
Yeah. Like I recall having a drink together. I can recall the first part of the evening here drink together. I
can recall us rolling about and fucking about in a play park somewhere.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I remember being told about it, but yeah, I don't remember it.
I remember being on the swings with maybe Bradley or Ryan. one of those foundation cunts, anyways. And I remember, I think you were on a seesaw with the other one.
Yeah. Luckily, nobody videoed that.
No.
Or not, I've never been shown if it was.
Yeah, no, better not to see it. I think we were all pretty gutted.
We've had some wild ones, like especially with the wrestling, like, because once I'm let loose, like the wife lets us out, say that's it. I just it's all or nothing.
Party Vago.
Party Vago. That's essentially it. It's like there's like I'm gonna have a couple of beers, and then once you get that first couple down, so these are going hot. It's game over.
Well, that's like the fucking WrestleZone Christmas. Was it that year actually that one of the staff lads gave me a lift home from Aberdeen to Montrose?
That was the same. That was the same night because
was that the night?
I was staying at his mum's in Aberdeen that day, and he gave us a lift home. Because he run to, and then he run Bradley. He run to Montrose, and then
he took Bradley up to Inverurie. Fucking hell!
A few of the guys, was it Ellen or Fraser or someone he stayed? So was it a mad fucking like 100-mile round trip just to get home, just to carry ass drunk bastards?
That was
like,
the year.
Oh,
aye. Fucking crap. But that was the year I turned up. I can't remember. I think we started drinking at like 6 or 7. Yeah. And I told the wife, I'll get the last train home. Don't worry.
I was in the same boat. I was like, I'm going to get the last train home. If I didn't, like, I've got the backup, I can go and stay at mum's.
Like, last train home to Montrose is like 10 past 10.
Aye.
So it comes up to like 15:45. I'm like, when's the last bus? So I have a look on my phone. Last bus is like 11:15. Text her, I'll get the last bus home. Don't worry, I'll be home whatever time that gets in. So it comes up to like 11 o'clock. I'm like, I should leave for the bus. And then the boy Kev was like, oh, I'll give you a lift home if you want. Like, oh, all right, okay. You sure? It's Montrose. You know where Montrose is, right? He's like, yeah, I used to be a taxi driver. Don't worry, I'll happily give you a lift home. Like, what a guy. Oh, awesome. Great. Cheers. But at this point, I'd had a few drinks and forgot to text the wife telling her at what point I was coming home. So I pull in to my house in Montrose at about, 4:30, 5 a.m.
Aye.
And I get in the house and I get in bed and I fall asleep pretty quick because I'm gubbed. And I wake up, and when you wake up and you realize I've fucked up, have I? I can't remember how I fucked up, but I know I've fucked up. It's like Megadeth, Wake Up Dead. It's like, I know I'm waking up dead here. It's like, so she's all fine. She seems really cheery, but she's like, you didn't text me to tell me when you were coming home. Like, oh, no, neither I did I? He's like, yeah, and you came home about 5 a.m. Like, were you worried? She was like, not really. I just knew you'd be a fucking idiot. So like, okay, cool, happy days. I was in the doghouse for a little bit, but not too bad.
Aye. That's the best thing to have, is an understanding wife.
Yeah, she knows I'm an idiot, so it's fine. She accepts when I'm an idiot.
The bar's been set low. She's all right.
Yeah. Yeah. You knew what you married, so
you knew what you were getting into.
It's not my fault.
This is on you.
Yeah, it's not your fault. She's sitting in the living room. She can probably hear me, so I'm probably dead tonight as well. So
yeah, I'm all right. My wife's working.
Oh,
Mrs.
Oh, what was that? She can hear everything. So this is how we're going to do the rest of the podcast. Really quiet. This is the drive time, the midnight hour. The midnight hour is actually only 10 to 10 because my wife's so heavily pregnant that we don't make it to midnight in this household anymore. It's usually a 10 o'clock bedtime. This is a late night for me, Vago. Yeah. I hope you know. You're keeping me up past my bedtime.
Yeah, we'll try and keep it a bit tamer than we did last time, because we originally tried this about 2 weeks ago, and we just ended up completely fucked, and we didn't record that. Yeah, we didn't record that in. Just we were fucked, and then, like I said, I woke up the next morning and I was the roughest I've been in a long fucking time.
I was dying. I
like,
had work the next day. You were like, "Oh, you all right? You work from home. You'd be all right having a few midweek beers." Yeah, no problem.
The beer's
No.
all right. It's everything. It's like everyone
Yeah,
else.
it was the whiskey I moved on to, and I think you moved on to a rum or something, did you?
I was on the rums after that, and I was like, it's just it went downhill quite quickly.
Yeah. It's probably best that you didn't record that, to be honest, because I can't recall half the things we talked about. I probably buried myself. Never mind other people.
I dread to think, but we did I did exactly the same thing with Archer and Garrick. Like,
I've got to ask. You've got a beard.
Yeah.
Do you ever see that right there? Where is it? There.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you ever pull a mustache hair out with a can? Because let me tell you, that fucking hurt.
Because I'm classy as fuck. I drink out of tankard.
Oh, you got it made. You have got it. I'm gonna get a glass next if that's how we're doing it.
The only reason I'm doing it is just to show it off. It's like
That's fair enough. I'll let you off with that one.
Just because I think it looks cool as fuck. So that's.
You're living that gimmick. That's fine.
I've got a glass for I'm a different. Like I've got this one from I think this is the Road Crew glass, and I've got an Overkill glass from Overkill beers, and I've got
nice
Iron Maiden beers that come. I've got a glass for them.
Fucking A. You look like a roadie with those, but it's beer.
Yeah, that's part of the reason I bought them, because they're cool as fuck, like cases. Yeah. So they're getting kept. Fucking right. But that's my thing. Like I was always a big, like my pals used to drink them. Like I was always a Tennent's guy. Like Tennent's was my fucking. That's just common as fuck. That'll do me. £2 a fucking pint. Boof. Right. Here we go. And they were in the Brewdog, and I was like, see you cunts with your wanky beers, your fucking craft ales, and since Motorhead and Iron Maiden put their names on them, I was like, that's my life now.
Yeah, that's it. They've pulled you in. That's it. What a mark! They got you. I say that I've got a whole bunch of beers from a company called, what the fuck is it called? Staggeringly Good Brewery. And all their beers are filled with dinosaurs on the cans and stuff like that. And this one has a, can we see it? New recipe. New recipe now with our 0 Jungle Frog guarantee, which I have no idea what it's about, but
that's 0 Jungle Frogs right beer. In it. There was Jungle
Frogs
in it before, but now there's not.
Might have been, maybe. So yeah, it's a beer. It tastes like a beer. It's a bit too hoppy actually for my personal likes, but hey, it's decent. And the rest is all been Brewdog actually tonight. So yeah, well, I can be a beer hipster a bit, but I do like attendance as well. So I'm not a complete beer cunt. So
like some of my pals can be like, and this is hoppy as fuck, and I was like, if I like it, I like it, which is generally most beers, apart from American beers. I kind of go like, Millers and Bud Light. I kind of go any fucking Millers and Bud. Like, it's too gassy for me. It's not. Yeah. But like,
what's the one? I don't mind. Shit. Keep talking. I'll find it. You keep talking. I'll be up here.
Like they're like, this has got this kind of hops and it's got this aftertaste. So like, I just like a good beer. That's if it tastes good to me. I couldn't tell you why it's a good beer, but it just tastes good to me. That's the extent of my.
Sam Adams. I don't mind a Sam Adams.
That's all right. Like buddy, that moved to Houston. That was what they had on tap over there. We went to some place. It's essentially like a Hooters kind of place. The fuck was the name of it? Twin Peak. And it's essentially the same kind of place, like Hooters, getting lasses with their skimpy fucking shorts on and tits hanging out and whatever. And it was Sam Adams and stuff there, and it was like they served it in it was like 2-pint fucking tankards. It was fucking nice. And like this was the day after we landed, so like I'm still fucking jet lagged as fuck, and we were there at lunchtime because like it's not like the drink driving laws are a bit more lax in America, but it's like the police want to pull you unless they see someone wrong. So you can get away with a few beers at lunchtime and they're not going to pull you randomly. They need a reason to pull you out in the first place. So like he used to go there at lunchtime with his buddies. But he was on holiday because we were across visiting whatever. We were staying with him. So he said, we'll go for lunch. Ken, me and you will go. I ain't bother. So like I said, this is the day after we landed, so I'm jet lagged as fuck. And we're on these 2-pint fucking tankers, and we must have had like fucking 3, 4, 5 of them maybe. So I'm like fucking 8, fucking 10 pints in at this point. At like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And to me, this is like, I can't even, they are like 6, 7 hours ahead.
Aye.
So to me, this is like fucking 6 in the
First thing
morning.
in the morning, aye.
And I was fucking steaming. Like I come home, like we got home, and the missus and like his missus were going for like manicures at the time. And I just come home and I just passed out. That was me for the rest of the day. And I woke up at like, I can't wait for that, like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, once everybody else has gone to bed. And my body's sitting there just eating fucking, like he's on the beers again. He's fucking eating fucking pork rinds or fucking pork scratch or whatever it is. Like, the fucking time is it? It's like 9 o'clock. Far as that, they're in their bed. Like, it's like he'd literally just come home and he'd gone to bed.
Wow. And
slept that afternoon. I was like, all right, so that's us back on it again then.
God damn.
But yeah, aye.
Good effort. I could fair go a day sesh, to be honest, right now.
That was our, because we're older now, like that was your go-to. We would go to lunchtime and we'd be fucked by 7 o'clock. Before I had the fucking young cunts come out and we were fucked and we were all here.
Yeah. That's it. Perfect. Especially like for us with the shitty train times for getting back to Montrose. If you go to Aberdeen or Dundee, you're instantly like, right, well, let's work backwards. This is the last train.
Yeah.
So work backwards from there, and you think, right, well, probably need to be out by like 3 o'clock at the latest to make a good session of it. But yeah, I would kill for that right now. I know the wife would kill for that, but obviously she can't drink right now.
The danger
we
of
would
that
love
is
going out is just a few bites to eat, heap of beer, train home. Be great. In bed by like 10 o'clock.
The danger with that is falling asleep in the train.
Oh, fuck.
Ended up in Dundee or fucking Glasgow and you're like, shit.
Fucked it.
I've never gone that, like, I'm sure there was once, I can't even, was it Glasgow or Dundee we were coming back for, and I fell asleep and I ended up in Aberdeen. I was like, luckily enough, like my mum stays in Aberdeen, so I could go and stay. Like, I didn't have to get home, but it was like, there was once I fell asleep and I was like, can you wake up and you're like, the train stopped? It's like, the fuck am I? I was like, I was in Aberdeen. Fuck.
Aye, nay, great. I'm gonna do another toilet break, so get editing this bit.
This bit will be edited.
I'll get another beer as well. So this one's almost done.
Yeah, I might use a pee as well. Let's put at it.
Well, may as well. Same pee schedule. Good work. We're back. We're live.
Intermission's over.
Oh, good. I was struggling like fuck just to walk there. I was squatting earlier today and my fucking arse is killing me. Jesus fuck. I'm not sure what's going on. I look really fucking spot. I'm missing my tan, I'll tell you that. No, it's been a long time since summer and no tan in beds for the last while, so it's like, oh Christ. I was watching like some training stuff back the other day and I'm tanned as fuck. And I was like, fuck. I didn't even realize I was that tanned. I was just like, I'm pasty as fuck now.
Once the sun will be back out again.
Oh, I'll be out there worshipping with sunbathing with my cat. Cat doesn't leave my side in the sun. Just comes and lays in me. Sometimes I'm like, fuck, you're in my sun. Get off. I'll get a little fucking patch here. You know,
cat shape patch.
My armpits usually end up white enough as it is because I don't lie like that enough, you know. So it's like, God damn, come on, Ginge, move. Saying that, I'm really surprised now that the cats have jumped in on this call. They love they love a Zoom call. The FPWA guys will tell you, like every FPWA seminar, one of my cats at least is jumping in, little clap in the head, and then shows everyone his butthole and
loves a run in.
Aye, Christ. Honestly, it's like WrestleMania 8 sometimes when he sees him on a Zoom call. I'm Hogan in trouble and he's the warrior. That's the Warriors music. He just bombs in, shows the camera his butthole. Off he fucks.
I didn't mind the Warrior ever showing anywhere his butthole in the WrestleMania, but
No,
I must have missed that bit.
No, WrestleMania was great, man. Oh man.
But yeah, I think we've covered the wrestling. We've wrestled. Fuck it. We've covered the booze, the boozing.
Yeah.
Let's move on to some music kind of things, because
All right, okay.
metal's a kind of thing we're both into.
Yes.
I mean, I was.
Is this when Swift jumps on the call as well? Is he doing a run in? He's going to run in, talk about Fear Factory and
hairs on the back of his neck are standing up now.
Yeah. Someone's mentioned Fear Factory.
Like that was the thing when I started this. I was like, look, I'm going to speak. We'll catch up with the boys. That's essentially what we're doing here.
Yeah.
We'll speak some wrestling because that's what we do. We'll catch up. We'll speak some wrestling, and we'll speak some music.
Yeah.
And the only guy I've done it with so far is Scotty, and we spent a whole like it wasn't even the first episode. Like we did the first one, and we've since spent another fucking almost 2 hours just speaking about metal, and we didn't even cover everything. We still had plenty more to talk about, and folk are probably bored to fucking tears. But it's like I don't care.
People into wrestling don't give a fuck about music. Watching this, like, fuck this. They're just talking shite.
Yeah, there's my chance to turn off. But aye, that's like that's what I'm big into. Like that's the fucking gimmick. Like, I say gimmick because that's just
you turned up
basically
as always. Yeah,
I'm the heavy metal. It's not a clever name. It's just who I am.
Yeah.
Like if I hadn't been, well, I say if I hadn't been a wrestler, I would have been a rock star, but I wouldn't have been because I got into metal like mid-teens or whatever, and I picked up a guitar and I was getting quite good at it up until the point I started drinking.
Yeah.
And then
you find other vices, eh?
That's basically it.
You can still enjoy music and drink
without
having to do anything.
So. But then it's just I spent more time drinking than I did practicing.
Yeah,
like
that happens.
I've got the guitar there. Like I can knock out a tune on it, but it's like I wasn't good enough. Like my brother, he was in bands. He would never let me be in his band because I could have done other fucking moves, and I could have like basic rhythm guitar. That would have been my fucking standard.
Right, you can do all the moves, but it's in between, is it?
Yeah, I had the look and I had the look down and I had the poses and but see the actual playing that was what it let me do.
Yeah.
See if they had just let me get on stage and just muting my guitar, I would be fucking brilliant. Just let me.
Did you put yourself through my band back in the day?
That was getting on to. Like you sent.
Oh shit!
It's actually right. I enjoyed that. I thought it was quite good.
Okay.
Because
someone has to.
Let's set this up. You were in a band.
Yeah. Good while ago, I think. Christ. End of school days, like maybe 16. We kind of did like some Battle of the Bands stuff and all that at school, and just a bit of fun.
Yeah.
I started off just on guitar because I was learning guitar, and I knew. So they shoved me on rhythm guitar. Nice and easy. We played God Gave Rock and Roll to You. I got the backing vocals. I was delighted with that because I love singing. And then like the next talent show we did the following year, we stuck together and did another thing like that. And then after school, a few guys from that kind of chipped off and started playing some stuff, just band practices here and there, and little change of the membership and all that, and then started doing gigs and stuff. And like I think one of our first gigs was like drumming's pretty much sold out. It was packed all the way to the back, and at that point we weren't very good. I don't think at any point we were very good, to be honest. Like we were exceptional at getting drunk and getting on stage and playing something. And at one point, someone was like, "Oh, you guys are like, Motley Crue." I was like, "Just because we're really drunk or something." I don't know. I wore a bandana half the time, I don't know. But yeah, no, it was a fun time. I was probably drunk from like 19 to like 22. Just going out to like in Aberdeen, it was like Mashulu and Drummond's and doing gigs, maybe every now and then, every like week or two, if we were pushing it at that point. But yeah, no, it was good fun. It was easier to perform as well with a few drinks in me. I will say that's one thing. Like in wrestling, it's like I can't have a few drinks, but I know I could probably turn it up to like 12 performance wise in the ring. But then I'm like the actual wrestling would go to shit. So yeah. Although some people don't seem to care about that, it seems. So.
Well, yeah, that is.
But I wouldn't do that. There's no way I would ever fucking go in the ring inebriated, especially not with the things I with the moves I like to try and do and stuff. It's like you definitely don't want to be putting someone's life at risk with that shit. But yeah, good fun. I'm glad you didn't hate the recordings. I thought you were going to come back to me like, "Fuck's sake, man, what were you guys doing?" But yeah,
no, I enjoyed them. They were good. I did. Like I said, I dabbled in guitar when I was younger. I was like, I got good enough to play. I could have played rhythm guitar, but like you're saying, drinking, I couldn't play when I was drunk. Like as soon as I got drinking, my fingers went to shit. And
There was one gig we did where I had been ill all week, lost my voice on like Monday, and we had a gig on Saturday. So I was like throwing aspirin down, or something like that. And I was like determined I'm going to get better for the gig. And I think I did get well enough to actually sing. But what I didn't factor in was how all the meds I've been taking to get better would affect me once I started drinking. And me and the guitarist, before we went out, thought, let's share a bottle of Jim Beam Black. So half that bottle, bang, 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 went to the venue, got shit all set up, met the other guitarist, like, "Hey, let's get some Jaeger bombs." Did like 2 Jaeger bombs within 5 minutes. And I've no idea what happened after that. Absolutely no recollection. I remember there was a girl that was friends with us in the band that basically got me home, dropped me off at home, and then got a taxi from mine to hers. I was like, Jesus, fuck. I was wrecked. That wasn't uncommon for us. I just like that time there was a reason other than just massive alcohol consumption. But yeah, no, good times. A learning, growing experience, whatnot.
But yeah, it's fuck. Is that my kid? Nah, I think it's next door. All right, we'll edit that out. It's fine. It's just the next door neighbour fucking wailing like fuck. That was my kids, but it's not. Yeah, the music, catch fit like that.
Yeah, like for me, like I was a big fan of like Phil Anselmo, Corey Taylor, Jonathan Davis. So like that was my main influences for like singing. I remember being at the Korn gig at the SECC in 2002. It was September 11th, the year after the September 11th attacks.
Aye, yeah.
Exactly a year. I remember that. And I remember being like, I was at secondary school at that point. I was probably a bit naive and young for being at that gig with just me and my pal. But we're like, fuck it, let's go down because fucking Korn. I loved Korn. And I remember being at that gig and just being fucking blown away. I'd only been to like one gig before that, which was Stereophonics. So this was my second gig ever, and I was just like fucking blown away. This was my first fucking metal gig.
Funnily enough, Stereophonics was my first gig.
Yeah? Jeez. Fucking hell. But yeah, I left Korn and I was like, I'm starting a band. I'm going to be in a band one day kind of thing. And like, that was it. So I made it happen. It just, didn't really go anywhere. But there was, we were under no illusions. None of us were good enough to make it. So it's like, fine.
That's the thing, though, like very little bands that are started when guys are still out of school or just out of school seem to last very long.
Yeah. Unless you're like Metallica and writing fucking unbelievable pieces of music with amazingly foreboding, like mind-blowing lyrics in your early 20s, and you're like, how the fuck? I had, like, at 21, I had fucking nothing to say to the world. I had like one breakup that I wrote one good song about, which was it. The rest of it, like, all right, we'll write about this. Write about being drunk or something.
It's one thing I couldn't have, like, I never tried, but yeah, try to come up with riffs or lyrics. I was like, nah, I wasn't good enough for any of that.
It's what it is. It's like wrestling. It's like some people are just
like, it was the same. So like lockdown last year, I was like the same. Like I raced, like my guitars had sat in the loft since we probably moved in here. That's 6 years we've been in Montrose now. Like we moved to Aberdeen, and my guitars, like when I used to have my flat, my guitars were lying about, and I used to pick them up and couldn't give a strum now and again. Yeah. But since we moved here, they were up in the loft, and I took them down. I was like, I'm getting to put new strings on them and get to practice. And it was the same. It was exactly the same as the training thing. It was like 2 weeks. I was like, fuck it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like anything. You got to put in that time, and if you don't do it early on, you're facing an uphill battle, really.
I think that's the thing. You need to start when you're young. Try to start, like, although saying out in the wrestling, I started when I was fucking 30.
Yeah, I was 20. I was 28 first time I went into the training academy as well. Yeah, you know, it's just like
I think
there's a level of maturity which is important for wrestling, I think.
Yeah,
Not to say that the young kids don't come in and do well. Like, we've had a good few guys, like 16, 18, really fucking good athletically, like physically, unbelievable. But there's a certain amount of knowing yourself and being able to then put yourself across as a character and a person to a crowd that they won't learn, probably most of them, until they're a few years in. Whereas I think, like, for you, me, we came in knowing who we are, really.
Yeah,
It's not then hard to turn it up, because you're not discovering yourself and who you are, because you already know, and it's just easy enough to just go, Poop.
Yeah. I was always lucky that I was athletic. Like, I played football, and then I was always like, I sound like I'm blowing my own trumpet, but I was always fairly decent at picking things up. Like, I could soak things in fairly quickly. Like, I could be fairly decent at most things that I tried.
Yeah, and being fit is half of the battle as well, because if you're fit, it's easier to pick something up. If you're not having to think about breathing, it's easier to think about doing, you know?
Yeah.
Which we see as well. Some people come in and it takes them a while to get their fitness before they actually start really picking things up properly. Yeah. But yeah, I was the same. I came in, I was like 12. Like, when I started training, I'd been lifting for like 10 years, so it was very easy for me to be like, I'm relatively strong. And then another few years of training over that as well. It's like a
case of switching from lifting weights to lifting people. It's just a different shape.
and you guys post for me. The weights never fucking post for me, I'll tell you that.
Sandbagging pieces of shit.
Sandbagging bastards. That fucking barbell is a sandbagging piece of shit. Fuck's sake.
But yeah. But yeah, like you say, I think it helps to start, like, especially with the music kind of things, start young. Because I played trumpet at school. Well, trumpet, it's like cornet. So I did 4 years of that. So I was fairly good at that at the time. Like, I could knock a tune at fucking trumpet all day long.
Yeah. Start a ska band.
There's
a WrestleZone ska band coming. That's it. You're on the trumpet. We're doing it.
Yeah, that was the thing. I told Scotty about this other fucking week. About the WrestleZone metal band. I was like, so he's going through it, and he's like, oh well, I'm on vocals. Scotty's like, I'm on vocals because I'm Scotty, and that's what I'm getting. I'm gonna be the lead, the front man. Oh, Caleb, I think he was in a band. He played this and whatever, and Mikkey plays guitar, and Blue Thunder plays the bass. He actually plays the bass, so that makes sense. So I was like, that's fair enough. The drums. So it's like, I didn't play drums, but I could knock a beat out of drums. Crusher, I'm like, you fucking piece of shit. It's like, Heavy metal's literally in my fucking name, and you just
Swift, you fucked it, mate. You fucked it.
But like you say, I brought it up to him, and that's the first thing he said. Is like, I fucked it.
It would have been even better if you like put Archer in the band instead or something.
That would have been that. That would have been fucking the Montrose posters all over again.
Heavy metal's own Chris Archer.
You piece of shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
But yeah,
no, that was good. I enjoyed his podcast on the SWN. Again, because like half of it's wrestling and half of it's not. It's like he always says, you need something outside of wrestling. The people that just make wrestling their entire life, that's when it goes fucking awry.
aye. It can't be the be all and end all.
No, it's a volatile business as it is. You know, if you're putting all your eggs in that basket, which was great. Some people that do that, great, and then if they make it, even better. But as it stands, even if you do make it, it can't be your entire life. You see the guys with their own Twitch channels and stuff nowadays, and like, you know, even the people who are at that level, the very tippy top, they have other things. They have other vices. AJ Styles got his, you know, gaming set up in his rig and all that. It's like, you know, they have other vices.
He's arcade fucking machines in his wee room, and it's like,
yeah, you can't have just that be your entire thing. It's like people that make one thing their entire personality. Is like you need to branch out. You need to, like, we have wrestling, we have music, we have, like, I have gaming. I don't know if you're doing any gaming and stuff, but comic books for me as well. It's like there's a wide spectrum of things in life. Don't just rely on one thing, and pull inspiration from everything as well for whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, his collection, I can't believe he's went from being a guy who said, oh, I've got a collection, but I'm not a collector, to being, you know, this full out, here's my displays, here's everything in the right places.
Yeah, it's like, because I've got a very small, but a small scale that Scotty's got. But I've got a lot of Ghostbusters shit, because me and Scotty, I'm a Ghostbusters guy. That was my film when I was a kid, and that was my cartoon when I was a kid. I had all the shit. I had the fucking Firehouse and the Ecto 1, and I had the figures.
Yep.
And like my mum got rid of a lot of it. Like later on, like there's still a handful of figures that she kept. Like the Firehouse was gone. The Ecto 1, Ecto Fun.
Was that the Firehouse that the ooze dripped through as well?
Yes, I got to use it once.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You got to use the slime once because it got the carpet and it's stained like fuck. It's like, nah, you're not getting that slime again. That was it. It was gone.
I was the same as well. Like you just got the one tub of slime as well. So it was like, oh, you need to buy more slime. It was like, my parents aren't buying more slime. They didn't even let me use it the first time. No chance.
But yeah, like I had all that shit when I was a kid. The mum got rid of a lot of it, and I've since, like, I got the figures back, figures that were there. But I've since bought like the Firehouse and the Ecto 1 and all this shit. I've got the helicopter thing and the plane. I rebought all that off of eBay. It cost me probably a lot more than it should have done. But it's like just that nostalgia thing, just to hate it back again. I said it's like Scotty's got that neatly laid out in his glass cabinets, and mine's in a box loft. Like it's just like I just know it's there. That's what I just know.
That's all you need.
When the kids move out, it'll get put in their bedrooms, and when I get to move back in again,
yeah, that's it. Can't get in there. That's the Ghostbusters room now.
Yeah,
I as a kid always wanted the like proper Generation 1 Optimus Prime Transformer.
Yeah,
always wanted that. Never got it. Because that was obviously like one of the more expensive Transformers. It was like proper big fucking size and everything. So I always got like the littler ones, you know, like this size and stuff. That did the like transforming like 5 moves and stuff. So I had heaps of them, but none of like the proper big ones. So like that Optimus Prime eluded me forever. And I've looked at it on eBay and I've always thought about buying it. But I've also now seen like the masterpiece Optimus Primes, which are like, you know, full size, this big. Totally, you know, transforming amazingly into, you know, robot to truck mode. And I'm looking at that, and I'm looking at them for like 120 quid, and I'm like, the wife would kill me. But can I get away with it? Like, I've got a masterpiece Grimlock that I'll go get. It's because right next to me. So 2 seconds. We're getting nerdy in this biatch. So yeah, I got my masterpiece like Grimlock, which, you know, like, I've actually never opened because I've always been like, oh, I really want to open it, but it's also a really nice box.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, this is really nice. And I managed to pick that up from like Toys R Us a few years ago for like, I can't remember if it was like on offer for 60 quid or something. I was like, I could go that, but if I could get like a masterpiece Prime in a Starscream, maybe even a Megatron. Oh.
See, now the wife's pregnant. Fucked it.
Yeah.
Now there's kids. You fucked it. Like that was my downfall. It was like, I've got kids. I can't afford any.
Yeah. I need to try and get my daughter into Transformers.
Although there is a lot of shit
Would have
in
been
my
easy
loft
still.
that the wife doesn't care about. And I'm hoping she never watches this because then she'll find out how much shit there is in the loft that she doesn't. She's got no idea. I've got.
Edit this out. Edit out. You're in control. Edit this shit out.
But no,
so let's talk about Ghostbusters.
Yeah, there's shit up in the loft that I'm not a massive, like, sometimes I'll buy shit that like I've got a handful of 18 toys because I was fucking mad for 18 when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And I used to hear this 18. It was like essentially a Wendy house. Get it, the plastic poles, and you put the sheet on the top, and it was like shaped like the van.
Yeah.
And they'll cut out window at the front, and BA was sitting on one side and sitting on the other side. And I had that when I was a kid, and I've looked on eBay at it, like, it's like running at hundreds of pounds now.
Jeez.
That's like, I'm tempted, but if the wife ever finds out about it, that's it. But yeah, there's shit up there. I've got like I said, I've got a heap of Ghostbuster shit up there now. I've got a handful of A-Team stuff, like the kind of smaller fucking, whatever it was, 3 1/4 inch figures.
You got one in your car, don't you?
Aye,
you in your car?
Yeah,
we.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
What was the story with that? What was the story with that again? It was something to do with Martin, wasn't it?
Aye. Martin was going to buy it, and he dithered all day about buying it. And I was like, well, fuck it, if you're not buying it, I'm going to buy it. And I put it in my car, just so anytime I give him a lift, he would see it.
Yeah. The Wrestle's own announcer, Martin, as well.
Martin
just
Clunes,
for anyone that doesn't know that watches this. Yeah.
He was mighty.
He hesitated. He hesitated. Fucked it.
Essentially, you snooze, you lose. That was it.
Yep, that's it.
The thing is, I didn't even have money that day. I had to borrow money. There's no bank machine where we were, and I had no cash on me, so I had to borrow money. Zach Dynamite, I borrowed money. It was only like £3 or whatever it was. It wasn't a box in it. It was just like a loose figure, like £3. Like, you couldn't even pay £3 for a fucking BA. It's like, well, if you're not going, I'm fucking going. You can't just leave them there.
It's not like it was 20 quid. It was like £3. You wise, do it.
So I was like, yeah. So he's still in my car. Like, he's been switched. Yeah. Like, the wife, she wrote off my old car. She had a badger that wrote it off, but he's since been moved into my new car. So he sits there. He's got pride of place above the radio. He just sits there. That's Baracus.
Baracus, amazing.
Yeah, like, as far as collections, like, I've got these Funko things.
Yeah.
Like, I've got my own one here, and
I've tried to avoid them so much. I think I've got 3. I've got a Doc Brown, which was some kind of exclusive from somewhere, I can't remember.
Aye.
I've got an R2D2 and Star-Lord, and like that's it. I see so many, and I think I've only bought one of them, and the other 2 have been gifted to me. But like, I know if I go down that rabbit hole, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Well, I once had a list of, like, kind of looked through the list that Fit was released at the time. I was like, I want that, and I want that, and I want that. And it was getting run into hundreds and fucking thousands of pounds, if not. I was like, nah, I have to, like all these ones, like most of these, like, I had a handful to start with. I just folk, like, birthdays or Christmas, like, if Vigo likes these, we'll give them for his birthday. I was like, oh, that's fine. Like, I've got the fucking lemmings.
Well, there's turtles down there. Is that Donatello and Raphael? Raph.
Turtles here.
Michelangelo as well. Nice.
There is some down there. There's some Street Fighter ones. 18 van.
Nice.
Like
Yeah.
from Ghostbusters. Like I've got a handful, but it's not massive. But yeah, it's the ones that like the shit that I liked when I was a kid. That's what I'm all over.
Yep. Something that's got a bit of meaning to you. That's good. Aye, that's like I when I see all of them like announced pre-order and all this, I look at them and I'm like, oh my god, I want half of them, and I instantly know they're like at least a tenner each or something. You know, I'm like, nah, I can't do that.
Well, there was one it's not been released yet. It's out later this year. It's like they've started doing these like album coverings.
Okay.
There's one with Ace of Spades, and it's got Lemmy and the Ace of Spades get up, and it's like
nice.
Yes, it's just like Scotty tagged in it, and like obviously I'd seen it like fucking before. I was like, whoever I find doing pre-orders for this first that gets my cash. That's
Yep.
So yeah, that's on pre-order. But like most of my collecting these days is just it's booze. That's what I'm into. Like I'll buy like I've got like the Moed beers. I always keep like one tin or one bottle.
Aye.
One just to keep, and then I've got like Motorhead whiskey and Motorhead rum. Like I've got fucking I've got Motorhead wine. I've got my eye on to order at some point. So it's like it's a case of you order two, so you buy one to drink and one to keep.
Yep. Nice.
That's my collecting these days. Is just booze.
Yeah. It's a lot of money. It's the same reason I've kind of stopped collecting comics. I've got a few thousand comics under my house right now, and it's just like I got to the point where I was struggling to read the ones. Like I just didn't have the time to read the comics I was buying, but I was still picking them up out of habit, and thinking, oh, I've got you know like 20 of a run of like Spider-Man. I'll sit and I'll just bash through them, but I wasn't getting around to actually reading them. So it's just like there's probably a good few hundred that I've never read. I ended up just being like, nah, I'm going to put them in the bags, boards, into the cardboard box under the house. I'm accepting defeat now, and I've not bought any for a while now, and I was like, as much as I love it, and as much as like I look at my collection, I'm like, I fucking love some of them. Like I've got like the Dark Knight issues 1 to 4 and all that. I've got basically half the ones that I wanted anyways, and there's other ones that I'm just like I'll never be able to afford, which I'm fine with. But like I was just like, nah, I need to call it at some point. Especially as you want to do more adult things like buying this place and like having a kid now. It's like
that's the biggie. The kid puts the brakes on a lot of spending.
Yeah,
that's why
I got my PS5 in beforehand. I was straight in there. Fucking what PS5s? I was actually on the fence because part of me thought I'll wait until they maybe release like a black one, and then the wife was like, "No, just do it. We've saved up a little bit of money. Spend it on yourself before this kid comes for like your birthday." Kind of thing. It was like, cool. All right, we're doing it then.
Yeah,
which has been great because I've sat and played it a good amount, and obviously after I bought the PS5, I didn't have a 4K TV, so I had to buy a 4K TV.
Obviously,
so
right.
That was like another £1,200 I spent on a TV. So I was like, all right, this got expensive quick. And then my wife likes to wind me up about this chair because there's my jacket. Oh, I'll get the jacket off. Bought my Titan Secret Labs chair as well, and that was like 380 quid as well. But at the same time, I'm sitting on this for work like 5 days a week.
Well, it's an investment.
It's an investment. I've had zero back issues since buying this chair. It's got a good lumbar support. If I want, am I going to get paid for this? Is this a sponsorship?
Yeah.
Or no, probably not. But
if anything, you'll have to spend money to fucking put the suit.
I could just be like this, and I'll be working away, and I'll be like, this isn't too bad, But like, yeah, no, they ain't gonna pay me for this, are they?
No, I wouldn't imagine. Not on this fucking podcast.
No. How many viewers? 3. Cool. Let's. 2 of them are the guys that were on it. All right, the other's Swift.
That's essentially what I'm aiming for. That's
fine.
Any more than that's a bonus.
Yeah, cool. Maybe Billy will watch it because Billy's a good lad. If Billy's watching,
yeah,
Billy, thanks for tuning in. Share it. get this shared. Actually, maybe don't. Maybe don't share this.
I would say pick out the highlights, but there's no highlights.
No, we'll get you a highlights clip. It's literally the intro.
Just the warnings. Didn't watch us. It's like the South Park thing. It shouldn't be viewed by anyone.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Oh man, he is a good lad though.
It's like he does a lot for WrestleZone and fucking the guys that are on the shows, and
yeah, I mean he's done a lot just in general for Scottish wrestling over the last year.
Yeah.
When everyone's kind of been like, a lot of people struggled for anything to keep them involved in wrestling. He's kept at least, like his podcast started and going, and he's getting more than 3 views anyways, so that's good.
But that's kind of what whetted my appetite for doing that, because like WrestleZone, they started their own ones for kind of the handful at the start of lockdown, and I did that one. I was like, yeah, that's good. And then we did that one, like Billy. I did the one with Billy. Would have been fucking end of last year, October or fucking September, October last year. I did one towards the end, any good till December, but it was recorded earlier on. And I kind of went my appetite for it, and I had this idea. I was this, I've not seen the boys for like best part of a year. Like we'd seen like the handful of guys at it was in our training bubble, like Cell and Bradley and Dave P, Thunder, Garrick. Like we'd seen a handful of guys, but you only caught up with everybody as such. Yeah, I think we'd had like the odd Zoom call here and there, being like kind of your Christmas whatever catch up, and it's like,
which was decent enough. It's just like, and now we've got our actual training ones happening weekly as well, which is nice. But again, it's much the same. It's much the same boys that you already mentioned. It's just like a few others added on top.
So that's pretty much the reason. Like I started this just to catch up with the boys, and if it kills a couple of years and we take our minds off things for a couple of years and we just chat shit, fair enough.
Yeah. Gives my wife plenty of time to play World of Warcraft right now.
And then if we put it out there and kind of like folk watch it and get a kick out of it, and that's kind of my job's done here. Like
good fun.
I'd just be sitting here drinking by myself anyway, so I might as well just do it with somebody else.
That's it. I probably would have just been playing Destiny or something right now, so it's fine. I play enough games. Well, I did anyways. My gaming's kind of took a downward curve just with all the wrestling seminars and training and stuff taking up all my time right now. But like when it gets to the weekend, it's like, I'll sit and game, or me and the wife will sit and watch something on Netflix or something. But it's not much else over that we do. Yeah. Not much else you can do. I think we're going to go to our broth maybe tomorrow and pick up some food from Daily Grind or something like that. And I think we need to swing in by Asda for probably more Biscoff and some more Munster for me. And we're probably going to look at car seats for the future if the place is open. What is it again? What's the place in Harvard's? See if that's open. If that's open, we'll have a look at some car seats and stuff. But
they're open. They're an essential service.
Of course.
So everyone needs bikes and car seats. And
to be fair, a lot of people out on bikes nowadays. My mum's out on a fucking bike. I never thought I'd see my mum out on a bike. My mum was like 68 and she's out on a bike most days right now. The only thing that stopped her was the snow. So, she was out. Her and my dad got on their bikes. They're in Bridgeton, so they went up to the marquees at the marquees that's up by B&Q now in Bridgeton.
Yeah.
So they cycled all the way up to there. And they got a few things for shopping, put it in my mum's little basket. They started cycling away. My dad's off cycling in front, my mum's behind them. And the shopping fell out of her fucking basket. But my dad couldn't hear anything, just cycling away. Oblivious, goes round the corner. Eventually looks behind her, realizes she's not with him anymore. Like, shit, where is she? Turns back, comes along. Here's her picking up the shopping. He comes along. You all right? She's like,
raging.
Fucked it. Yeah, good times. Yeah, it's like people are doing weird shit now. Like going out cycling. That's something they would never have done before.
Yeah.
No chance. But yeah. People are making do, entertaining themselves.
That's gonna be my next thing. I have to get a bike because the kids have got bikes. Like the oldest teen, she's been on a bike for a couple of years now. But the youngest teen, he got used to hear this. It was I can't fit their card, but it's like a bike with no pedals, so they just go with their feet.
Okay, yeah. Push bike kind of thing, yeah.
Aye, there is a name for them, but I can't remember. Balance bike, that's what they're called. It's to get them set up for going on a pedal bike. So essentially, shouldn't need stabilizers. They should be able to go straight because they've got the balance. They just need to work at the pedaling. Yeah. So we bought my bike for.
You're gonna get a little biker gang on the go in Montrose, are you? Get them with their leather cuts on and.
But yeah, like the wee man, he got this bike for Christmas and he's not keen on going it. But it's like when he eventually figures out how to pedal it, I'm gonna have to buy a bike just to keep up with him.
Yeah, no doubt.
And it's like so that's the Vago family about enforcing and throws.
Yeah.
Cycling the mean streets of Montrose.
Oh Christ! I'll be looking out for you, no doubt.
But yeah, but with that, I think that's 1.5, maybe slightly less. I don't know, but I think we can call it there. I think
we've recorded something.
Yeah, there's someone in the bag this time.
We've done better than last time.
We're not completely fucked.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I'll stop. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll keep going off camera.
Yeah, if the wife is still gaming, then
I've got the wife finished at 11, so I've still got half an hour for me to put this living room back the way it needs to be.
Oh, is this all a gimmick? Is it? Is this not your actual setup?
This is the studio.
Oh right,
like
studio area.
Everything that's in this corner is pushed to there. Like breaking the fourth wall here.
Oh no, I've not put any thought into that. I've just got this shit. I need to up my game. Look at these shitty curtains that were left by the previous people that owned this house. Like this wall, I don't even know what color that is. It's a very dark purple. It kind of looks brown on camera.
That's what I say. I thought it was brown, but yeah.
Yeah. No, it is purple, but yeah, not great. But then I look really white when actually I'm still really tanned. No, fucking miss being tanned. Seriously, look at this. Look at this. You see my fingerprints? I'm all red and shit. It's not good. It's not good. A long way to go before we're back to shows. I need a tan before we're back to shows.
It's all right. I'm sure there's some filter on the editing thing. I can make you look more brown.
You get me tanned as fuck over here. Get me looking like fucking heel Hogan. That level of tan. Give me heel WCW Hogan.
Just mahogany.
Yeah. And a nice deep mahogany. That'll be great.
Just fucking leather. That's it.
Yeah, just must make my hair color in pop, you know. That'd be good. Yeah. As long as you keep my eyebrows in, because they tend to fade away with the lighter I get. I do have eyebrows, I swear.
This is people putting more professionalism on this podcast. I say podcast.
Yeah.
than is deserved. But yeah. But like I said, we'll wrap that up there, and we'll maybe have something to come back to in future.
I'm sure there's more shite we can spout.
There is.
We'll even get a group one on the go at some point, maybe.
We'll get the Wrestlers on Metal band on the go.
That's it. You better get the fuck for that one then. You're not in that. Off you fuck.
Archer's co-hosting it. But yeah, beautiful. We'll call it there. So this has been another episode of Mickey's Mosh Pit. Mosh Pit?
That's what it is by the end, aye. Mosh Pit.
So finishing exactly how we started, just fucked it.
Fucked it.
This is the shit show that it continues to be.
Yeah,
it's Mickey's Mosh Pit. Just tune in next time for more of this fucking nonsense.